Have you ever been alone in the wilderness, where the silence itself feels alive, where the darkness presses down so heavily that even your own breathing seems too loud? This is a story from deep within the Alaskan frontier. A story about something the native villagers whisper about but never dare to speak of too loudly. They call it the Whistler. And whatever you do, if you hear it call your name, do not answer. It was late winter in the remote Alaskan tundra, where a man named Daniel worked as a supply driver. His job was to deliver food and essentials to small villages scattered across frozen trails. On this night, Daniel was running late. The sun had already sunk, and a wall of black surrounded his truck. His radio was static, his phone had no service. Out here, when night falls, it feels endless, eternal, like the land itself doesn't want to let you go. As he rounded a bend, he noticed something strange. A lone figure, standing by the tree line, barely touched by the glow of his headlights. Daniel slowed, thinking maybe it was someone stranded. But the figure didn't move. As he drove past, Daniel glanced in the rearview mirror. The figure had turned, slowly, to face his truck. Even though he was already several yards away, Daniel swore he heard it. A long, eerie whistle, hollow and unnatural, like the wind trying to mimic a sound it didn't understand. Minutes later, he heard it again. This time, closer. The whistle echoed unnaturally, slipping through the forest as if it was all around him. His hands trembled on the wheel. The elder's warnings rushed back. If you hear the whistle at night, ignore it. Because once it finds you, it will never let you go. Daniel pressed harder on the gas. But up ahead, there was another figure. Tall, thin, unmoving, right in the middle of the road. He slammed on the brakes. His headlights lit its face, or what should have been a face. Its mouth stretched too wide, its skin pale and tight, as if pulled over bone. And then, that same hollow whistle slipped out of its lips. Daniel swerved, the truck skidding across the snow. By the time he looked back, the figure was gone. But the whistling wasn't. It followed him from the trees. From the left, from the right, from behind. At last, Daniel reached a small village. An elder stepped outside, eyes filled with knowing fear. "You heard it, didn't you?" he asked before Daniel could speak. "Never answer. That thing is older than the mountains. It hunts those who wander too far into the night." The old man brought Daniel inside, sprinkling ashes across the doorway. "Stay until sunrise. It cannot cross the ash." But even as he spoke, the whistle returned. Circling the cabin, from the windows, from the roof. From every shadow outside, and then it whispered Daniel's name. "Daniel," the elder's face went pale. "It knows you now." That night, Daniel didn't sleep. The whistle gnawed at his sanity. At one point, he glanced toward the window and froze. A long shadow moved slowly across the frosted glass, stopping as if it knew Daniel was watching. The room grew colder. His breath turned white. His breath turned white. A sudden gust of icy wind slipped in through the cracks of the cabin walls, carrying that same hollow whistle with it, as if the night itself had come inside to find him. By dawn, it faded, but only just. The elder told him, "The whistler never forgets. Once you've heard it, it will always remember you. You may escape for a time, you may think you're safe. But on some lonely night, you'll hear it again. Closer and closer, until it finally answers for you. So the next time you find yourself in the deep wilderness, and you hear whistling in the dark, remember this story. Do not stop. Do not look back. And above all, never ever answer. Because once the whistler knows your name, it will never let you go." If this story chilled you to the bone, hit the like button to keep the channel alive. Subscribe if you dare, because more terrifying real stories are coming soon. And drop a comment below. Tell me, would you survive if you heard the whistler at night? Or would you answer without even realizing?